Welcome to another tutorial on the C programming video series for the beginners. In this video, we will display the maximum and minimum values integers and character data type can hold in C language. In C language, the maximum and minimum values a data type can hold can be obtained from an header file called as limits.h. This header file contains some identifiers which contain these values. If you want to use them in our program, then we have to include the limits.h header file to our program. I have included that here. Now here we will display the maximum and minimum values for char, short int, long int and long integer types. So here first we will display the values for the char types. Now, when we have a variable of type character, for example, let us say letter, and I will store this letter capital A in this variable. Now, we know that depending on the encoding standard used, a numeric value is stored in this letter variable. And because of that, in this character variable, if we want, we can store some integer values. For example, I can store the number 45 in this letter variable. Now we have also seen that we can use signed and unsigned keyword, and we can have signed and unsigned character variables. For example, I'm gonna say signed char x, and then I will say unsigned char y. So these two variables are of signed and unsigned type. When we say unsigned type, the variable can contain 0 or positive number. It can't contain the negative number. When we have signed variable, it can contain negative value, 0 and positive value. Now with integers, usage of this signed keyword is optional. For example, if we don't mention the signed keyword for integer types, then by default, it will be a signed variable. The variable can contain positive number, negative number and 0. But with the character type, we can't assume that if we don't mention unsigned, it will be signed. That will depend on the system implementation. And that's why, for any reason, if you want to use a character variable and you want to use it as signed or unsigned, then you should mention that by using the keywords signed and unsigned. So that is one thing that you have to remember. So now here we will display the ranges for the character types, and here I will use the printf function, and here I will say char type, and then I will display the values from minimum value to maximum value. The minimum value and maximum value the character type can store can be obtained by using an identifier which is defined in this limits.h header file, and that identifier's name is char min and then char max. Okay, now if I save this program and if I run this, now you guys can see for char -128 to 127. Remember, when we use the character type, numeric values are stored in the variables. Now we will display the values for signed and unsigned. So I will copy, I will paste it 2 more times, and here I will say signed char, and the format specifier will be %d here. And in order to get the minimum value for the signed char, we have to use the identifier schar min, and for the maximum value, we have to use schar max. Similarly, for unsigned char, the minimum value is 0 because there will not be any negative number, only positive numbers are possible. And for the maximum value, we use the format specifier %u because it is unsigned number. The identifier is uchar max. Okay, for char, it is char min, char max. For signed char, it is schar min, schar max. For unsigned char, it is uchar max. Minimum value is 0. Now, if I save this program and if I run this, then we can see for char -128 to +127, for signed char same range, and for unsigned char 0 to 255. For character types, 1 bytes of memory is used. Similarly, we will display for short int, int, and long integer types. So here I will say short int, and then we will have these two printf statements. With the integers, we have signed and unsigned. So here we are displaying the values for signed short and unsigned short. For signed short, we are using the format specifier %d. For unsigned short, %u is used, and the identifiers are shrt min, shrt max, that will get the signed short min and signed short max value. And for the unsigned short, the maximum value can be obtained by using this identifier ushrt max. shrt is a short form for short. Now similarly we will do for int. So here with integer we have signed int and unsigned int. The format specifier will be %d for signed and %u for unsigned. The unsigned value will be from 0 to some positive number, and the identifier is int min, int max, and uint max. Similarly we will do for long. So here with the long integers we have signed long and unsigned long. The format specifier for signed long will be %ld. For unsigned long it will be %lu, which we have discussed in the previous tutorials. The identifier name is long min, long max, and then u long max to get the unsigned long integer max value. Now similarly we will do for long integer. So here with long integers we have signed and unsigned. For signed we use the format specifier %lld. With unsigned we use the format specifier %llu, and the identifiers names are l long min, l long max, and then ul long max. So now we are done here. We will save the program and we will run this. So here we can see the minimum value and the maximum value our type can hold. Now these values may vary depending on your system and the compiler used, but this is how we can use the limits.h header file, and we can get the minimum and maximum values for each type in C language. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, write that in the comment box. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel.